Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Are you feeling stuck in your career or lacking employment at the moment? Experiencing symptoms of job dissatisfaction? You might be suffering from a common condition known as career stagnation. But don't worry, there's a solution. Monster.com. Monster.com offers a comprehensive suite of career-boosting tools designed just for you. Our free resume review and AI interview prep tool will help you stand out from the crowd. Need more guidance? Dive into our career advice articles for expert tips and insights. And don't forget to check out our salary tools to ensure you're getting paid what you're worth. Side effects may include a new job, increased confidence, and a brighter future. Consult Monster.com today and take the first step towards your new career. Ready for your next job opportunity? Visit Monster.com now.
In the autumn of 2003, 3 words were introduced into the lexicon that would become synonymous with the season. Having grown to iconic status in American pop culture, they spark complete bliss and obsession with some and utter disdain from others. But no matter how you feel about them, it's impossible to ignore how they changed the face of a legendary brand and created an entire category of products that are nearing $1 billion in annual sales. And that's why this episode of On Brand is on Starbucks and the Pumpkin Spice Latte.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa.
I'm John Glover.
First and last name. I'm Marisa. John, you came in hot today.
Okay, so I have a brand rant, and I was 100% not planning on doing this rant on pod, but you have suggested I do to get it off my chest.
You're not one to keep a brand rant inside.
Okay.
I don't know why you would now.
I'm embarrassed at how upset I am right now.
Okay.
At the Taylor Swift store.
Uh-oh.
So,
Not a Swiftie.
We don't know if I'm a Swiftie.
This is a safe space. A lot of our fans are also Swifties, so we're here. We'll give you a listening ear.
You know that it's possible I'm a Swiftie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a completist when it comes to Taylor Swift and her vinyls.
Mm-hmm.
She's re-releasing 1989. She's re-recording it. That's the album that I got on board with her with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an important album to me. Of course, she's releasing it in 4 colors. She's gotten a lot of complaints. I love she's at home. Taylor, we're pissed. So the last several times she's released albums, I've told you, it's like limited edition for 2 days, and then it goes away, and then it comes back a week later.
It's at 7-Eleven.
This time, it doesn't seem like that's happening. So far, she's releasing 4 colors. They've been released one at a time for 48 hours, and none of them have come back yet. And the last color came out yesterday. And so I bought it, and then I added something else to my cart, and then I bought it, and I was like, why did I add that? I want the records to be by themselves. So then I rebought them and wrote them and asked them to cancel my first order.
Why do you want the records to be by themselves?
Because it's...
When they're shipped.
Because it's a pre-order item,
Okay.
so if like you order things, like so those get put on hold, and it's a whole thing.
I thought it was like a reverence for the album. You didn't want like a swell water bottle rattling around in there with it.
No, to give 1989 the respect it's due.
That's what it seemed like.
No, nothing like that. It just, for whatever reason, it made sense for me to do that. So I wrote them.
Who are you writing to?
To like their customer
Taylor
service.
Swift.
Yeah, to
Customer
Taylor
service.
Swift. ts@ts.com.
Uh-huh.
No, at her store. And I've done it before. Other Swifties have done it.
You
And
write to her store?
if you need to cancel an order
Okay.
or change an order, it's like a
Okay.
thing. And like you can do it.
Uh-huh.
So I wrote them. I was like, cancel order in the subject line, put the order number. In the thing, hey, I made 2 orders today. I want to cancel this one. Please cancel this order number. An hour later, I get an email from the store. Hey, we just wanted to make sure you're wanting to cancel your green vinyls. Green vinyls I ordered in August. Completely different order number. Didn't mention green vinyls. Didn't mention that order number. My heart starts racing. And I get on there. I'm like, no, capital N-O. No, I didn't want to cancel that order. It's the order from today. This is the order number. Don't hear back from them at all for the rest of the day, which isn't odd. It takes them usually 24 hours to write back. Then the next day, I get an email saying, hey, thanks for writing back. We went ahead and canceled your order. Your refund will process in 3 days. I look at my account. They canceled the green vinyls that are not available anymore. They may not be available again. It wasn't anything I wanted to cancel. And I now still have both of the other orders for the pink vinyls that I don't need. And
wow.
I feel so confused how I was so clear from the beginning, everything, and responded to them quickly. I don't understand what's happened. And I'm beside myself and embarrassed and how upset I am about this.
The Swiftie community will not take this news well.
I hope they're listening. If there's one Swiftie out there, it's like that aunt that's out looking for a sandwich on the sidewalk. Swiftie, if you are out there and you hear this, get them on board, because I now have the yellow vinyls coming, the blue vinyls coming, and the pink vinyls coming. I don't have the green coming anymore.
You ordered 3?
No.
Oh, how many were in your green package?
2 of each color. Listen, that's a whole other thing. I've now learned that with Taylor Swift stuff that's limited edition, you have to buy extras to use as bartering for other Taylor Swift things.
Wait, bartering with who?
Other Swifties.
Via the dark web?
No, Reddit and Swiftie,
There's a
threads.
whole currency of Swiftie vinyls that runs underneath. This is like crypto. It's like a parallel network of currency.
It's Swiftie merch on Reddit. It's a whole thing, because there's things that you want. There's always, that's the thing about Taylor Swift. You can't assume that everyone's going to, if something cool comes out, that everyone's going to get it, because she's always creating new fans. And when those new fans are on board, they look back at last year and 3 years ago, oh, there was a 1989 blanket.
Bust open that piggy bank.
Or barter. I have a pink and green vinyl. I'll trade you.
I'll suck your dick for it.
I mean, at this point, for the heart-shaped vinyls, which I don't have, I'm willing to give.
Okay, subreddit.
So that's my brand rant. I'm not mad at Taylor,
really
but
sorry.
I feel so helpless. I can't do anything.
Well, and that just if you hadn't sent that email initially, you would be in the same position you are now, except with the thing that you wanted. It's like you're being punished for trying to just do something that was completely normal.
Yeah, completely normal. And I did it all right. And they didn't write me back at all today. So now I wait the weekend, and they're going to be like, oh, well, actually, it's been too long. So, okay, I got that out. I'm going to release it. We're going to do the pod. We have a fun episode. I know you've got stuff you want to talk about. We're going to get into it. I'm not mad at you, Taylor. This isn't you, but let's hire people that know what they're doing. Okay, so...
I mean, this is a really huge episode that I am so excited to get into and to learn about. The pumpkin spice phenomenon. I wouldn't say I'm on the end of the spectrum where I'm the day one, which now it feels like it's 150 degrees outside the day that PSL drops, #PSL.
Well, I mean, that's what it's called. I'm glad that you said that. This is just an aside. I went to Trader Joe's today, and it happened to be the day they're dropping all their pumpkin stuff. Picked up a cinnamon broom, one of my annual traditions. I usually put 9 in my car.
Ecstasy at the word cinnamon broom.
There's been times I've had so many cinnamon brooms in my car. Someone was in there and my eyes are burning. And I'm I just love it so much.
Well, you kind of innovated with the car broom. That was kind of your thing.
Yeah.
That you buy 3 or 4 cinnamon brooms and you keep them in your car.
I just toss them in the back, and I love it. So I get that today. I get in the car to come over here. It's 108 degrees, and my car just smells like hot cinnamon. It's so not fun right now.
I'm always trying to make fall happen earlier. I'll put on a sweater, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some fuzzy socks. And buy a pumpkin spice latte, and then I'm just beads of sweat. I need to take a cold bath to lower my core temp. I'm always trying to get fall to happen faster. And then
I know you and I talk about it all the time. We start hinting at it in midsummer. I'm kind of ready for that.
So I'm so excited because I know nothing about the history. I know that now everything comes in a pumpkin spice. So my impression, just I've never even though this was within my lifetime, it's like I can't even imagine a world before pumpkin spice.
I don't think most people can.
That's what's so beautiful about the marketing. It's like it's infiltrated our memories. It's like there could be like a woman who's like talking about like a baby and she's like, I remember pumpkin spice. Like, grandma, no, that's the thing. Like, it wasn't here, but it feels like it was.
Feels like it always was. I almost considered calling this episode Starbucks and the Pumpkin Spice Economy because it's so much bigger than the latte.
It's like a mass hypnosis like that
is.
falls upon us every fall. And I love it. Every time I see a new pumpkin spice product at Trader Joe's, I have to try it. And I don't even know, like, what is it? It's like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. I'm like, these are flavors. Like, why does that stir something so primitive in us? I have to have it. Why?
I know. You're not the only one. That's a huge part of its success. The fact that it's like the McRib, where it's only comes around at certain times of the year.
Do you get excited about a McRib?
You know, there was a time I did. And
I don't like that the patty has like bones
bone
that you
shapes,
eat.
I know. That's what people like you always say. It has pressed bones in it. We know. Bjork wore a swan dress. Everyone has their one talking point about certain things. But the McRib is pretty good. But I do feel like I've outgrown it a little bit. Target actually used to sell a bag of unsauced McRib-like things that was kind of
Not
funny.
like McRib brand.
No, but it was just like 6 frozen bone-shaped meat
I think that was
things.
dog food.
Well, no, because it was by the leashes.
Was there a bone on the bag?
There was a bone on the bag and like a dog catching a frisbee. No, they were man food.
Okay,
man
so
food.
walk us through.
They were man food.
There's 2 types of food in the world. There's dog food and man food. This was man food. Okay,
yeah,
got
this was
it.
definitely man food.
So walk us through it. Take me there.
Well, first of all, what I would like to do is, just for the fun of it, I picked up on the way here a Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte and a Dunkin' Pumpkin Spice Latte. Our beautiful producer Alistair has put them in anonymous cups. So throughout the show, you and I will be sipping on these, and at the end, we will vote for the one that we like the most.
I already know which is which.
I think I'm going to know immediately, too. Immediately. And I'll say, I don't love a pumpkin spice latte. I think I like the idea of it more than I like the beverage of it. And it might be because I am more of an ice cold drinker.
Yeah, ice cold bitch.
I'm an ice cold bitch. And an ice pumpkin spice latte, it's not great.
It's not the same.
It's supposed to be warm and evoke the season. So I'll probably like these more. But so we have these, and we'll give our vote at the end of the episode.
Okay. I mean, as I mentioned, it's not even something that I feel like I knew so well. But again, it's like I know this flavor palette apparently like the back of my hand, and I know Starbucks.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about it. If I were to have you guess, when you thought pumpkin spice first kind of came into existence, what would your thought be?
So I feel like it kind of became a cultural movement in the early 2010s, I want to say.
Not that. Not that. Like just
when it
like
started. You mean like in a pie?
Anywhere. The first time someone's like, well, let's put these 4 spices together and we'll call it
the first Thanksgiving.
That is not a bad guess. But no. When would that have been? 17? Is that even real?
I mean, you and me guessing a date in history.
I don't want to get into the first Thanksgiving either. That seems like
but I just mean
territory.
like knowing like a year that anything happened. Like if you ask me like when World War I was, I'm like, ooh.
If you ask me when 9/11 was, I'll
be like,
huh?
That we know. See, I love how they put the name, when it happened in the name.
Yeah. All significant things should just be named with the name.
It's really helpful for people like me who got like an F in history.
1675.
Oh my God, that was not what I was expecting.
I know it's not. 1675. The earliest known pumpkin spice reference comes from a British recipe called Pumpkin Pie. Pumpkin Pie, Pumpionpie, not P-I-E, Pumpkin Pie.
Pumpkin
pie.
You better not be pooping in my pie.
And it was the recipe called for cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and pepper. So that's I'm not going to lie, with something like this, it gets vague. There's people that are like, what actually was 100 years before that in India and this and that. This one came up in most of my searches. So for pod's sake, we're going with 1675. Over 100 years later, 1796, it shows up in the very first American cookbook by Amelia Simmons. And she has 2 recipes, and she refers to it as pumpkin, Pumpkin.
Did like pumpkins not exist?
You know how it is. Back then, people were still figuring it out.
I know, but like pumpkins existed as a food. So like, why are people calling them like poopins and like pumpkins?
Because I think back then things weren't decided on yet. Like, look, well, actually, I pulled her recipe. We'll post it on Instagram. Like, I can't even read it. Like, it's like letters that early English that don't exist anymore.
People hadn't decided what to call pumpkins for hundreds of years, and then it was like democratic. Like so many people, like pumpkin fell off, poopykin kind of went by the wayside, and then pumpkin was like, okay, let's just call him pumpkin.
Is everyone, Bill, you're cool with pumpkins? Yeah, everyone's cool with pumpkins.
That's how food got named?
That's how everything got named. Don't even get me started on how things got named, because I always freak out whenever anyone throws out that fact that one day the brain named itself.
That is crazy.
And it drives me crazy. But
it was probably originally called like brew rain,
yeah.
booby brain, dookie brain.
And then he's like, brain. You know what?
Brain.
It's just me. I'm just going to call it brain. All right. So then we jump another 100 years, 1890s, and the phrase pumpkin pie spice starts showing up in more cookbooks. But it's not until 1934 that McCormick, who you are a big fan of.
Love McCormick.
McCormick and Company introduce an official pumpkin pie spice blend. And that's cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice all mixed together. They did that because Libby, the
famous canned pie mix.
Yes, they in like 10 years earlier had created pumpkin filling, the canned pumpkin filling. Mm-hmm. Because up until then, doing pumpkins yourself was kind of a task. Like you had to
tell me about it, honey.
Right? It still is. Like pumpkins aren't easy to deal with. So Libby made this, and then people were like, "Oh, that makes making pumpkin pies easy, but I have to do all these spices."
I used to have to grow a pumpkin.
You have grown
roast
pumpkins.
The pumpkin. I know it used to take a long time, and then now it's just like.
Yeah, just crack it open, sprinkle in your McCormick, and you're good to go. And ever since 1934, everyone's been making pumpkin pies with ease. So that's kind of the pumpkin spice timeline. There's a lot of timelines in this pod. We're done with the pumpkin spice, and now we're going to do pumpkin spice latte timeline. So
the dark ages in my mind.
Yeah, the worst parts of Starbucks history.
The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Okay, so the Starbucks we know now, you and I always kind of joke, like, I wish that we were in Starbucks in like 1995. Mm-hmm. There's a Norah Jones CD playing. There's tons of merch to buy. It was a vibe. Like, it was such a vibe in the 90s.
The day that Starbucks stopped selling CDs at the register, a part of me died and has not recovered.
I know, and I never bought one, but I was sad when they weren't there. So Starbucks introduced their Christmas blend coffee in 1984. And that's been around, almost since the beginning of Starbucks. When they did that, they only had 5 stores. And this is a time when Starbucks, it's not like we know now. You go in the grocery store, there's a whole Starbucks aisle. Starbucks at this time was hand putting beans into like paper bags and selling them that way. And in 1985, they do their Christmas blend. And it's just a hit. It's an immediate hit. People are buying it faster than they can scoop it into the bags. By Christmas Eve, they're just standing at the door throwing beans at everybody so everybody can get their beans.
That's fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of their Christmas thing for the first couple of years. Believe it or not, the eggnog latte came out in 1986.
Wow.
Howard Schwartz came in. It was his first year being with the company. Mm-hmm. He's like, I would like to have a Christmas drink. This guy, he had the idea for an eggnog latte in the back of his mind. Mm-hmm. He whipped it up.
He's a real noghead.
This guy was a big noghead. He loved eggnog. He's like, I think I can turn this into a drink. He whips up eggnog lattes. He's not able to just steam eggnog. That's too thick. He cuts it with milk, brings it to a meeting. Everyone goes crazy for it. They put it on the menu. People love it.
Are you a nog boy?
I like nog, but I definitely don't get it every year.
I can do maybe a centimeter.
Like a third of a shot glass.
Yeah, just
like
bring it to
coat
your
my
lips.
tongue. Just coat it. So that's in 86. nothing really happens Christmas-wise until 97. They bring out their annual cup.
Titanic is hitting the theaters.
Titanic is taking the nation by storm.
America is falling in love with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
I thought you were going to say Claire Danes, because Romeo and Juliet had just been out the year before. And that fish tank. No, but Titanic.
James Cameron sketched the pictures of Kate Winslet nude. Those were his hands.
That was him. I have actually seen the car with the handprint on the back of it.
I had the CD soundtrack to Titanic and listened to it on my carpool to elementary school.
Did you? Mm-hmm. That seems like one of those soundtracks where it's all score, and then at the end it's Celine Dion.
Absolutely, but it's also a very funny tone to set at like 7:45 a.m., like driving with 3 other fifth graders in a minivan.
It's like 3 hours. Oh.
Yeah, it's really good.
Beautiful.
97. Great
97,
year.
Titanic. It's always our point for every pod. 1999, the first Red Cups come out. That has now become a tradition. Everyone gets so excited every Christmas. What's the Red Cup design going to be? There's been controversy with that.
How cute are people that it's like, the Red Cup is coming.
Yeah, of course. There's people like that, but then there's also the people who are like,
there's
Christmas
haters.
And why does it have to be?
But it's just fun that like we as a people that like we get excited about like a massive corporation issuing a red cup.
A red cup.
To buy your coffee in, and that like people wait and everyone's so excited. I just love that part of humanity that's just so desperate to feel connected to anything.
I agree. And I'm one of those people.
Same.
2000, the gingerbread latte is introduced. And these drinks do well, but they're nothing near where we're headed with what this pod is about. Mm-hmm. People enjoy the gingerbread latte. On an aside, it was finally discontinued in 2019. People are very upset about it. There's an online petition that has nearly 250 signatures total trying to bring it back.
I'll sign it.
And then someone wrote that they're like, well, maybe this drink wasn't quite as popular as we thought, and we're the ones that like it, and maybe that's why they're not bringing it back. That could be the case. I actually love gingerbread, and I don't know why I never tried that drink.
You never did? That one might translate to being iced a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, they're all solid. Come on.
I love gingerbread. I love gingerbread cookie dough. Whole Foods makes really good gingerbread.
Do you like soft or crunchy gingerbread?
Soft.
Soft?
Yeah.
Like grandma's gingerbread man?
Yeah, like grandma's gingerbread man. Just like grandma. I have my friend Jill every year makes gingerbread men and women that have naughty parts on.
Oh, anatomically correct. Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Yeah, those are always fun to get. Okay, so it's 2000 gingerbread latte. They decide they need another Christmas drink. So in 2001, now we're going to get to the guy that I want to talk about, Peter Dukes. Peter Dukes comes into Starbucks in 2001. And he's a project manager. One of his first tasks is to help create a new holiday drink.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
Right? Like, what a fun job. Like, I was reading about how they go about these things, and it does seem like it's just a lot of fun. So he's invited to be on the R&D team in the Liquid Lab.
Oh, Liquid
right?
Lab!
The Liquid Lab. A place like this always has a thing like that has a name like that, and you're like, I gotta get in that place.
I'd give anything to get in this lab.
Well, just so you know, now it's called the New Beverage Innovation and Development Lab. Right? It's like Liquid Lab is so fun. And someday some guy was hired and he's like, well, I don't know. That doesn't really explain exactly what we do. We do new innovation and beverage. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, when you eat food or drink something, you don't think of it as liquid.
Right.
It does sound a little like not appetizing. It sounds like a new restaurant that Samantha on Sex and the City would bring Carrie to. Like, we're going to Liquid Lab.
Right.
And
then
like
after they're done, they're like, I'm still hungry. And then they cut to them eating a slice
Eating
of pizza.
Yeah.
And Samantha's legs in the air as she's getting plowed by a stranger. I missed that show. This is that time period.
I know!
That show's on during this Liquid Lab adventure.
It feels like Liquid Lab was partially inspired by Sex and the City. I can't be sure because I didn't do the research, but I don't know. I'm sure somebody has the answer to that.
The Liquid Lab is described by some as being like half science lab, half like coffee shop. I picture it being like chopped. There's like refrigeration everywhere. There's every kind of
refrigeration everywhere.
like refrigerators and espresso machines. It said just an assortment of like food items and flavor items, just everything so they can experiment.
It's like a Willy Wonka science
they
fair.
should want for nothing.
Imagine a reality show about the Liquid Lab. Oh God, I would die.
I would die. I was actually thinking, like, if I was in the Liquid Lab, like, what flavors would I put? Because let me walk you through the process of what they go through to create a drink.
Okay.
They come up with 100 ideas. They start with 100 ideas. And I'm like, if I got put to the test to come up with 100 Christmas drinks, like, I feel like I'm running out of ideas.
You'd be like, ornament crunch.
Right. I was like, mistletoe mayhem. What else? And then I feel like I would pick like a thing like white chocolate, coconut, white chocolate, like try to get like 10 white chocolates out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think they like that in the meeting when you pitch 10 white chocolates.
I'm sure they don't. It'd be frowned upon in the Liquid Lab. Oh, another interesting thing about the Liquid Lab that Peter Dukes talked about is the people that are in there with him, the 10 other people, it's not like a group of Liquid Lab scientists. It's partners. That's what they call them all. Ugh, I don't love that. Like, it's
Are they like baristas?
It's everyone. It's
God,
like,
you know they were you just know these Liquid Lab, like they're just like baristas. They're just people, creative minds. The sexual tension in the lab.
That churro latte you made really is like, it just got me going, Robert.
Steamy.
Yeah, but it's like someone from accounting, someone from whatever. Like it's like 10 randos just putting together drinks, and if they respond to it, they consider that, the general population.
Meet me in the fridge, Jerry.
Yeah. What? This is like a wholesome.
It sounds romantic. No, it sounds romantic.
Autumnal episode, and you're like in heat over there.
No, it just sounds romantic. Like, I don't know.
That's romance to you?
I think like the year 2000 just feels kind of like it was a flirty time. Right. Sex in the City.
9/11 hadn't happened yet. Just a year before 9/11.
Exactly.
Everything was so much easier in 2000. So they tried a bunch of different holiday flavors.
I segue from 9/11
to the peppermint mocha.
Oh, I love the peppermint mocha.
Well, that's what Peter Dukes is here creating.
Wow.
They try a bunch of different holiday flavors, including white chocolate and cranberry, but they put their focus on a classic Christmas combination of chocolate and peppermint. They played around with the recipe until they thought it was right, introduced it to customers in 2002 after 9/11 had happened, and we all needed to be maybe lifted by a beverage.
I think I could have come up with peppermint mocha.
I do too. And I wouldn't have, though, because I'm not huge on chocolate and peppermint.
Why are you in the Liquid Lab then?
There's so many other things to play around with in chocolate. I would have done like a white chocolate something. Popcorn.
We know you like white chocolate.
I
white
love
chocolate
white
popcorn.
I don't know. Like, So anyway, they introduced the peppermint mocha in 2002. It becomes the most popular beverage in Starbucks history, and it is truly their first blockbuster drink. And I really want you to put yourself in that time period. That hadn't happened there. Like, we're so used now to like Starbucks and Dunkin' and Coffee Bean always like coming out with new drinks and playing around, and customers are doing their own things and blah, blah, blah. That wasn't the case then. Like, this is a time when if someone went to Starbucks, they were usually getting an espresso, some sort of like a plain latte, like a boring coffee. It wasn't the playground that it is now.
This was kind of like the time in pop culture where there was like a culture war between the black coffee people and then the quote unquote mocha choca locas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd hear a lot of like commercials or on sitcoms or whatever. It would be like somebody's ordering a mocha. There'd be none of that mocha choca loca. I'll just take a black coffee thing.
Right. Because it's at the beginning of that. Like, we're
Yes.
headed into that world where they're like, people are making fun of the names, which I'm sure, as you know, the names of the drinks at Starbucks, the sizes, completely made up. They just made those up. The ventis, none of it's anything.
My mom refuses to learn them.
I am not surprised by that.
Walk up to the counter. Oh, which one's tall? But it's the smallest one. It's like, Mom.
I do think tall is a confusing title for a drink.
Yeah, they do have a short though. Did you know that in the hot drinks you can get a short?
I know. I saw that today actually when I was ordering.
You didn't know that?
Wait, I haven't been drinking.
Oh, well, one of them I think is disgusting. One of them is very good.
They both taste the same to me.
Okay.
Okay, so Peter Dukes, he's only been here a year and he is riding high on
I'd
the
give
success
anything to meet him.
of... You probably can. He does a lot of interviews. He is deemed the grandfather of the pumpkin spice latte. Because riding high on the holidays, you know that this is now we're just going to go into my interpretation of what happened from December to February at Starbucks 2002 holiday season. The president can't believe the success of this peppermint mocha. Like, they now have Christmas under wraps. They've got the gingerbread, the eggnog, the peppermint mocha. Christmas is solid. Frappuccino's been introduced. We have summer wrapped around our fingers.
Wow.
We don't have anything in autumn. I need an autumn drink. I need to own autumn. Get Peter Dukes on the phone. Honey, it's Christmas Eve.
Peter Dukes is my Edison at this point.
Peter Dukes. It all comes down to Peter Dukes. Early 2003, Peter Dukes is told, we want to own autumn.
Oh.
Figure it out.
Steve Jobs style. Come up with it's a computer, if it's in your pocket, figure it out.
Yeah. I have the thing, you do the thing, this is why you're here, figure it out.
I love that.
Well, there's only one place you're going to go to figure this out.
The Liquid Lab.
The Liquid Labs. We have to come up, let's head to the Liquid Labs and brainstorm 100 more ideas.
Autumnal drinks?
Autumnal drinks. I didn't get a lot of feedback on what these were. I know that there was a chocolate and caramel one.
Maple.
There was a cinnamon. There was maple would be beautiful.
Maple would be great.
Maybe some sort of acorn one. I don't know.
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut eventually comes around. I don't know. White chocolate could really be any season.
You are like
now,
white chocolate obsessed.
Pumpkin makes sense for autumn, but it doesn't make sense for coffee. But Peter Dukes has a feeling. Cut to a production assistant, let's say, comes into the Liquid Lab carrying a stack of pumpkin pies.
Trips,
falls
into the coffee machine.
Gets yelled at by Peter Dukes.
No, the pumpkin pie fell into a cup of coffee, and then he took a sip, and then he was like, hang on. To the lab.
Wait, we're in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
To the other part of the lab, the refrigeration. Yeah, so they bring all these pumpkin pies into it. That's one of the things they want to experiment with. And I've heard numerous stories about how they went about this. I've heard that some people just ate the crust and then compared it with the espresso to see what made sense with that. I don't understand that one at all.
Weird.
I've heard that they literally poured espresso over the pies and would eat the pie that way to see what flavor notes came out.
This lab is wild.
It's off the hook. Everyone's talking about the latest episode of Sex and the City and dunking chunks of pumpkin pie in their coffee and like, what are we doing? How lucky are we to be in the Liquid Lab? So they figure out their 100. That gets whittled down to 10. Don't ask me how. I don't know. Then they come up with what they call their 10 paper concepts. And what that means is literally they draw a picture of what they imagine the drink to look like and describe it. Very Starbucks of that time, though, don't you think?
A hand-drawn illustration.
Hand-drawn, like steam curls and all of that.
Very Project Runway.
Exactly. So they do 10 of those, and then they make those, and they start their market research. You know, these go out to about 500 people, and they get their feedback on them. One of the biggest things, because remember, we're talking about a company here, that they're asking these people, is this a drink you would buy?
I never got these good market research up when I was doing market research. We've both done market research, yeah?
I used to do market research for television shows, actually. That was really fun. You sit there with a dial, and then like you go up when you're gonna like really like it, down when you don't like it.
I imagine people have the podcast listening, and then they have a knob in front of them, and then when we start talking about Titanic, the knob goes way down.
Way down. No, I think people are, dare I say it, on board when we talk about Titanic.
Better not be overboard.
Well, hopefully.
Like Jack and...
No, I haven't finished it.
You've only did the first tape. You haven't got to the second one yet.
It
first VHS.
I did love that it came on 2 tapes. Wait, where was it? Oh, so they do their 10 things. People start testing them. Chocolate caramel is what people are really responding to at this stage of this process.
Wow.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, it's like, those are classic flavors. Pumpkin is not getting high marks on, I would definitely buy it, but it's getting very high marks on uniqueness. And that is going to be important. So they take all this feedback, they whittle it down to 4. and they head back into the lab. And this is where they really fine tune the recipe. Like they really figure out exactly what this drink is going to be. Pumpkin makes it to this round because it got such high marks on uniqueness.
Oh, interesting.
And I got to say, because Peter just has a good feeling about it. And I got to say, when I was picturing being in the pumpkin lab and working on this with Peter.
Yes.
I was like, because I always like to get laughs wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
I wondered if anyone, and if they hadn't, it would have been me, would have referred to him as Peter Pumpkin Eater. Because we're literally spending the entire spring of 2003 eating pumpkins. And I would feel like I would have made that joke enough to him that he would ask me to leave. But I thought that was a really good joke.
I hope somebody at least like muttered it under their breath. It's like, geez Louise, he's like Peter Pumpkin Eater over there.
Right? Or I haven't seen an article with that. I feel like I may have been the first person to think of it.
It would be a good like headline for like a piece about him.
For sure. So they spend about 3 months refining this recipe until they're happy with it. They draw up their recipe card. The final recipe includes a secret concoction of pumpkin spice sauce, which is thicker than their sauce. I know. It's thicker than syrup, and I think that's why they call it a sauce. So
like toothpaste? Would you call it toothpaste consistency?
I haven't seen the syrup. Like, I don't, like, yes.
It's not Googleable. Images of
you
the
want
syrup.
me to do more? I have 9 pages
I'd like
of
to see
research.
the
The final recipe includes a secret concoction of pumpkin spice sauce, cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg combined with Starbucks signature handcrafted espresso and steamed milk, and then topped with whipped cream and a sprinkling of pumpkin pie spice.
You know what? Okay, so that is perfection. And I love that some people had to go to work like 40 hours a week to taste pumpkin spice lattes literally all day long. I mean, can you think of a better job?
I can. Actually, I feel like there'd be a lot of better jobs than that.
No.
Just 24 hours of drinking pumpkin.
God, I'd be in heaven.
Barely getting through these two.
It bothers me when people complain about the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte and they're like, it's so much healthier to make it at home or cheaper or whatever to make it at home. And they're like, take a tablespoon of canned pumpkin, put it in the bottom of your coffee cup, pour like a shake of like pumpkin pie spice, and then pour hot coffee on top. I'm like, that is not what it is. There's no pumpkin floating around in there.
Well, we're not there yet, but we will get there.
There's a pumpkin floating around in there?
Well, not a full pumpkin. Oh. At this point, there is no pumpkin in the drink.
Okay.
That will change.
What?
That will change in 2015. But we're not there yet.
Okay.
We're still on this timeline. So Peter Dukes, he knows that this drink is going to be excess. He feels it. Mm-hmm. They go into another round of market research. Now, pumpkin is ahead of chocolate caramel.
God, this would make such a good movie. Matt Damon as Peter Duke.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine him rushing into the office, like slamming down the cup?
I love it. We should pitch that. I will see if I can get to James Cameron and see if he would want to do the pumpkin spice movie. Okay, so now let's jump on the pumpkin spice latte. I do feel like I am a little jacked up. I'm feeling very animated and I'm sweating.
Would you say you're pumped?
I'm pumpkined up.
You just
right
got
now.
pumped.
You were getting... Okay, I mean, literally, I have breast sweat. I don't know if it's like just being overweight. I don't know if it's all this coffee.
I like that, like, we started drinking in the first, like, 10 minutes of the show. So, like, if people are listening to this, like, we will get progressively more wild and like mad.
Drunk history, pump history. Okay, 2003. They are so ready for fall to come. They've got their drink and they're ready to throw it out there everywhere. That's not Starbucks' way. We'll test it in 2 cities. 2003, the pumpkin spice latte is rolled out in Vancouver, Canada, and Washington, D.C. To say it was a success would be an understatement. Peter Dukes, remember, this is like... Peter Dukes is calling these stores. It only goes to 100 stores. He's calling these stores. He says he can feel the excitement on the phone when he's talking to these people at the stores. They're running out of the ingredients. They're having to expedite shipping to them.
I imagine it was like Lucy on the candy conveyor belt trying to get these pumpkin spice lattes out to customers.
I know, especially because it's not something that they're used to doing, having like this like specialty drink that has all these things in it. It has a sauce, their first drink with a sauce. I forgot to mention, after they were all happy with it, before it went out, out. They were trying to figure out names for it. There was a moment where it was going to be called the Fall Harvest Latte. Can you imagine? Which I don't hate because I like fall. I like the word autumn more, but it does feel kind of generic. Peter Dukes and his foresight felt like the spices that they were using were so important, they should be front and center, and that's why it's called the Pumpkin Spice Latte.
I imagine he was like tossing and turning in bed, and his wife is like, honey, what's the matter? You can't sleep. And he was like, fall harvest, it's not right.
See, I picture it differently. I picture every time Peter Dukes gets in bed, he just puts his hands behind his head and sits back, so confident, and he's like, Pumpkin Spice Latte. I'll tell them tomorrow.
It does make sense because spice is, you want to hear the flavor in the name.
Yeah.
Like autumnal, what was it called? Fall Harvest?
Fall Harvest Latte.
Fall Harvest. That to me is like, it's leaves. It's like crunchy leaves.
Right. It sounds like a Yankee candle.
It's so a Yankee candle.
Which I love a Yankee candle.
That'll be a good app.
Hey, okay.
Is it on your calendar?
Okay. Let's not go there.
Maybe I'll do Yankee candle next week.
But yeah, so he's calling these stores. Everyone's excited about it. They officially roll it out everywhere in 2004. It's a huge success. And you would think that that would be enough for them. Like, they're so excited. We finally have our fall drink. The philosophy at Starbucks at this time was you always have to be changing, always thinking of something new, something creative. So the plan wasn't to come up with this fall drink and have it be on the menu forever. It was, okay, let's establish fall. Now they know us as the Fall Guys. And now every fall we come out with a new fall drink.
That would be a good name for the movie.
Oh my God. So good. Matt Damon is.
I mean, have we ever had like a bad idea? Like, we have so many good ideas.
We do have a lot of good ideas. So their plan was to come up with other drinks. This is 2004. What saved the pumpkin spice latte was in 2006. What happened?
I drop out of community college.
Yeah, exactly. And you saved an industry. Facebook and Twitter really start to take off. So now Starbucks is no longer in this bubble of like, yeah, we can tell statistically sales are good and whatever. They start to see people's passion. People are talking about this online. They have fan pages for it. And then they really get to understand how important this is for people. And then it stays on the menu forever. So that's like 2006. 2008 to 12, I think, is this insane growth period where we're seeing it break beyond Starbucks. This is when new foods, I think there was a CNBC said from 2008 to 2012, there was an annual influx of pumpkin spice products and foods that rose 143%. And pumpkin-inspired items at restaurants grew 234%. It's just like,
wow,
explodes. And it starts off simple enough, like pumpkin spice ice cream, pumpkin spice whatever, like simple little things. As you know, and as we will talk about, it becomes pumpkin spice everything.
That pumpkin spice ice cream from Trader Joe's is really good.
It's really good. Here's what I do. Every year, I buy it. I get so excited to see it. I buy it. I get it. I may have a serving. I don't eat it again for the rest of the year. I refuse to throw it away because I feel like I will eventually want it again. The truth of the matter is I never want pumpkin after Thanksgiving.
Oh, same.
Every year, I will then buy a new one. Throw away the old one, put the new one in. So there's a spot on my freezer door 365 days a year that has a carton of pumpkin ice cream in it from Trader Joe's.
One time, because it is always so hot whenever pumpkin spice hits the shelves, I was stuck in traffic getting home from Trader Joe's, and my pumpkin spice ice cream was melting next to me, like on the passenger seat. And so
you drank it?
I drank it.
You drank it.
I think I drank probably a pint of pumpkin spice, and it went down real smooth.
That seems real thick. That's like eggnog thick. But I don't think that was a bad plan.
No.
I think that's what you had to do.
I had to. And it fit in the cup holder, so no losers here.
No losers. So this is a time when everything starts coming out pumpkin spice, and that's why I would like to play a game, which I tried so hard to think of a name for, and I even reached out to some people and to see
Was
if
it
they
Shep?
It was. I wrote Shep, and I was like, Shep, I need a name for this game. And then he was like, I'm not great at names. And I was like, I thought you were a writer, and we had this whole thing. So I'm just calling it, is this really a pumpkin spice item or not game? And I will tell you something that is pumpkin spice. You tell me.
Pumpkin spice or pumpkin no dice?
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so I will give you an item. You tell me if it exists in pumpkin spice or not.
Okay.
Pumpkin spice peeps.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah, they do come in pumpkin spice.
But that's a fall item?
Yeah.
So they launch like Peeps, like whatever dusty, crusty old Peeps that didn't sell in Easter, they like just dust them in pumpkin spice and they hit the shelves of Walmart?
No, they make new ones. They make fresh new ones.
Wow.
Peeps is another one of those things that has figured out how to repurpose throughout the entire year. There's Peeps all year long.
But I think they might do that thing where it's like, doesn't Reese's do it where like one of their shapes, like of a special holiday Reese's, is like, it's a stocking, but it's also like a pumpkin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They kind of like, grease the wheels a little bit.
All right. Pumpkin spice cup of noodle.
Pumpkin spice, no dice.
It is.
What?
It's a real product.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow.
Pumpkin spice Durex condoms.
No, that can't be real. Pumpkin spice, no dice.
That is a no dice, but someone did mock up an image of it, and Durex responded in a very cute way saying, this is not a real product, but we encourage everyone to find the spice in their sex life. And
That's
I thought
cute.
that was a fun way to handle it.
I like to feel like my condom company has a sense of humor. That's important to me as a consumer.
Yes, I agree. Pumpkin spice shake and bake.
Pumpkin spice, no dice.
No dice. Very good. Crocs unisex pumpkin spice 5-pack gibbets.
Pumpkin spice.
It is pumpkin spice.
Yeah?
They have a whole pumpkin spice pack you can get.
Oh, wow.
It comes with like a little wheelbarrow of apple or maybe pumpkins. They're like more autumnal than all being pumpkin. But
That's fine. That makes me feel like I might need to get into the gibbets game. That's how strong my pull to like wanting to feel autumn in my bones.
Yeah.
I might get into gibbets just to get these.
Yeah, but I keep looking and people keep sending me pictures of Crocs. I just don't know that I'll ever get on board.
I mean, the update on Crocs for me is they've barely left my feet since I've.
It's all you
gotten
wear?
Yes, basically all I wear.
Wow.
So thrilled.
I can't get there. All right, Pizza Hut pumpkin spice pan pizza stuffed crust.
Ooh, I'm going to say pumpkin spice, no dice.
Damn, I thought you would get stuck on one of these.
No, I'm really, really smart.
You were very smart.
I don't know when any wars happened, but I do know what items are pumpkin
when
spice.
an item is fake or not. Pumpkin spice Pringles.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one. Because I'm thinking, like, is pumpkin spice always going to be, like, sweet? Or would it sometimes be savory?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say pumpkin spice.
It is pumpkin spice.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
That's
they're
great.
so good. Burger King pumpkin spice Whopper.
Oh, man. I mean, I would say no because that does seem crazy, but Burger King does seem like they like to get pretty freaky. So I'll say that's pumpkin spice. Did you get me?
Dice.
Oh, man.
Finally, I got that was my last one of the no dice.
You know, Burger King, they try to get viral moments.
They do, usually with their buns. I've seen them make black buns.
Yeah, like a funny colored bun.
For Spider-Man, they had red buns. All right, so pumpkin spice at this point is blown up everywhere. Now we're in 2015. Starbucks starts to get some complaints. They think of course, when something's been successful long enough, we have to get to a point where, okay.
Here come the haters.
What were we doing? There's too much sugar. There is no real pumpkin in it, which I will say, Peter Dukes, it's kind of funny. In 2013 is quoted saying, pumpkin has no flavor. It's more of just a vehicle for the spices. We will never make a pumpkin spice latte that has real pumpkin in it. But then the company did cave, and now there is real pumpkin in it. Since 2015, they've lowered the sugar, and they've gotten rid of all of the artificial colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So then in 2015, also, Pumpkin Spice gets its own Twitter account and Instagram accounts.
What's the brand of that? Is it kind of cheeky? Is it kind of like, what's the tone of that? The social media presence of pumpkin spice.
I mean, all I did was see that they existed. I didn't do a deep dive on them.
I guess I'm just applying to work
I
as
picture
the
it
voice
being
of pumpkin spice.
a little tongue in cheek. Like
That's what I'm
maybe there's like a
imagining.
little countdown in like July, like only 30 more days until you can drink me.
So
this is why I don't do social media accounts. I don't even post anything on our Instagram. Like, I'm scared of Instagram.
So your idea for the Instagram account for the pumpkin spice latte is that the person writing the captions and doing the posts is a pumpkin spice latte. So they
feeling
will
extra
soon...
frothy today, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Oh, God. Lawsuit.
Well, what do you picture them saying?
I guess like what you said was great. Countdown until you drink me. I mean, that's as good as it gets. I think that's fun. It's playful. And then at the end of the season, it's like, I'm dead now. Goodbye.
You successfully killed me. See you next fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or will I? And then I will. They're not getting rid of me. You know why they won't? Because as of 2021, over 500 million pumpkin spice lattes had been sold. It literally creates hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue, all because of Peter Dukes. Can you imagine being this guy? Like, how cocky are you? Like, you're able to walk around in the streets without anyone knowing who you are, but you're just like, you see everyone sipping on their drinks, and you're like, I made that. He made probably more, but at least 2 iconic drinks. Mm-hmm. I've only made 1. I don't know if you've ever made any.
My mom claims she invented the mocha.
That's right. We should have. Does she know Peter Dukes?
I mean, she could probably give him some good ideas for beverages.
I used to make fun of you for that all the time.
My parents both claimed that they invented things. My mom said she was the first person to put a packet of hot cocoa mix into a cup of coffee. And decades later, the mocha hit the scene. And so she feels like Peter Duke in that way. She sees like mocha craze, mocha fever, and she has a little like a twinge of like pride that it was her idea. And I'm sure that's how if Peter is a nice guy, like with all the success, like, I mean, he just must feel like a king all the time. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And he's like, now he has some crazy title, like Director of Espresso America or something like that. It's a very odd title.
Wow. I wonder if people get pumpkin spice, because you said 500 million. I wonder if some people drink these, like, I mean, because I feel insane. I've had like 15 sips.
I'm still sweating. I'm not even kidding. Like, I am glistened from head to toe in sweat.
Do people like pick these up like every day on the way into work? Because when I get like a special fall drink or a special the apple crisp macchiato is that's kind of my go-to fall drink, which I absolutely adore from Starbucks. But it's kind of like a special treat. It's like I've had a long week, or I'm going to go run some errands. It's like a little pick me up. Can you imagine drinking one of these like every morning and then hopping on a Zoom and all your coworkers being like, we need to have a talk about Jon?
Just shaking. You guys, I got some really great ideas here. Peter Dukes. What is Peter Dukes?
30 days till you drink me.
30 days and you'll suck me through a lid. Maybe I'm going to apply to do Starbucks social media. I really need to get over my fear of social media.
Yeah, I think, everybody's nice on there. And nobody cares, like, if something you say is dumb, right?
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do? All you have to do is delete it. But then people screen grab it. Nothing.
What do you think you're going to say?
I honestly... I'm not even kidding. I feel like I just blacked out. Like, while you were talking. I feel like I'm going blind.
I mean, you drink coffee like all the time.
I drink iced coffee. Like,
it's like
coffees. It's such a simple, it's like I have 26 cans of espresso coffee at home.
But what is it about this that is like hitting our system so differently? I
think the sugar. I don't do like all the sugar. Like, I'm so like, my neck's sweating.
Yeah, the sugar caffeine combo is really like...
It's going through me.
Yeah, it's hitting the bloodstream pretty hard right now.
Which is good because we're at the end of the timeline. It's 2023, modern day. It's the 20th anniversary of Peter Duke's Pumpkin Spice Latte.
How'd they celebrate?
They're celebrating it by introducing it into Starbucks Reserve coffee shops, which I don't know if you've ever been to a Reserve.
Yes, my experience of that is they have like fancy coffee pour overs, and all the baristas, it seems like a rule that if you work there, you have to wear a hat.
I encourage everyone to Google Starbucks Reserves and look at them around the world. Some of them are insane.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. They're like on hip mountaintops and like just like it's like you're in Willy Wonka land. It's like some of them are just bananas. We got one here in Los Feliz, California.
It was so basic. It was just like a regular Starbucks, maybe with like more like different seating configurations, like more benches, and then like they had pour over.
Yeah, and now they have stripped,
and everyone wore hats.
Everyone had a hat on. They have stripped away the reserve title from that one, but have been too cheap to replace the door, so the door still has like the R on it.
That's really sad. That's like when you can tell like a business used to be like a Taco Bell or something.
Oh my God, I love
when a bank used to be a Taco Bell.
When anything used to be a Taco Bell. There's a Thai restaurant by me that used to be a Taco Bell. I used to go to it as a Taco Bell, and they all look like that one design of Taco Bell. That's like that little
casita.
The little casita.
I mean, that was just like heaven. Nobody is fun with their building shape anymore. I hate the McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, El Pollo Loco. I mean, they all look like
the
banks.
Same, identical. Taco Bell's taken all the color out of its sign too. It's like lavender and white.
Everything's muted. Everything's gray and like brown. It just feels like so not fun.
I agree.
It's sad.
And Petco. Have you seen Petco?
Petco's new logo is a bummer.
I can't. It makes me not want a pet. Like I never want a pet because then I would have to go to Petco. So yeah, it's now at the Reserve. So they have a couple fancier drinks there. They've got the pumpkin spice whiskey barrel aged iced latte. I feel like it's going to taste exactly like a normal iced latte. I don't know what the barrel aging is going to do, but that's what they have.
I don't want to taste a barrel.
They also
am I, Donkey Kong?
They also have a pumpkin spice espresso martini, which maybe that's fun for somebody.
Do Reserve serve alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, is that like a scene? I wonder what that's like, a Reserve at happy hour.
We should find a fun Reserve to go to. I think there might still be some in LA.
Yeah, let's get turned.
So that's my...
I mean, based on this,
I'm still my shirt is drenched. Like it's wet. Like when this is done, when we go dark, I'm going to wring out my shirt. So that's my timeline on pumpkin spice latte. Oh, I did want to mention also this year that is new. Mm-hmm. I was looking for like, what's the craziest thing that has been turned into pumpkin spice. There's been pumpkin spice garbage bags. That's weird, but not crazy.
Wait, really? Like Hefty by Pumpkin Spice? Mm-hmm. That's fun.
It smells like all your trash. Then I feel like you're associating your garbage with pumpkin spice.
You have like cat litter and you're like, It's like you're really torn, like when you're drinking your drink.
This year, you can go to the Great Wolf Resorts. Are you familiar with them?
Great Wolf Lodge, indoor water park.
Indoor water park.
In my mind, guaranteed infection.
And probably broken limbs. They are offering this year for 1 weekend only the Pumpkin Spice Suite. It is a $570 a night suite. Your entire room is completely pumpkin spiced out. It looks like...
How can a room be pumpkin spiced out?
You have pumpkin pillows, everything orange.
You sleep on a pumpkin?
Everything. We will post pictures. Everything
is
pumpkin spice in the room. It actually does look really fun. I called yesterday assuming it was sold out to see if it was still available. It is. They are still available.
Okay, well...
I told her I'd
give
call
us a
back.
promo code. Maybe we'll go.
Yeah. So that was the most unique thing I could find currently in the pumpkin spice world.
Are we going to vote on which drink is Starbucks?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Okay, I think white lid is Starbucks. I think purple lid is Yui. John's taking a sip. He's considering it.
I think they're the exact same.
This one, the purple lid one, tastes to me like it has a distinct chemical aftertaste.
Okay.
And then the white lid.
Well, we'll go with your vote then. I will say, as far as liking them, I like them equally.
Producer Al?
White lid.
All right, white lid. Do I know my hashtag PSL or what?
So just wrapping it all up, I want to say, like, the pumpkin spice latte was a huge moment for Starbucks. It established them as a tastemaker in the American dining landscape. It gave them the confidence to do what we now know them for. Like, they're always innovating drinks and adding weird things like olive oil and just creating like social media moments. And this is why, because they just were so successful with this that they really were able to do what they wanted with it. And to wrap up, just kind of pumpkin spice as a whole, it has become such a powerful like marketing term that the reason you see so many things that are pumpkin spice is because they tend to have about a 14% markup on them. People are willing to pay more for anything pumpkin spice because it does have that nostalgia factor. It only comes around once a year. It makes everyone feel like warm and cozy. And that's why they do it. And as of the end of July 2023, the pumpkin spice products market for this year had brought in $802 million. So it is becoming a $1 billion industry, just those 3 words. So
I wonder if us having the pumpkin spice episode of On Brand, if we too will get a boost.
I hope so. I hope we get a 15% boost in listenership.
I mean, how fun. I am a pumpkin spice fan for life. So I'm so happy to have learned so much about the history today.
Well, it was fun teaching you.
John, I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
Your birthday is tomorrow.
It is.
So we celebrated a couple episodes ago with the Tom Cruise cake, but this is your episode, so I couldn't totally hijack it. But I do have what I'm calling a birthday brand bite.
Okay.
BBB, birthday brand
BBB.
bite. So this is a brand you love, and I'm going to give you some facts about this birthday brand in increasing order of difficulty. This is a game.
Okay.
You could call it a game. And when you guess the brand, you get a prize. Okay. So I'm going to give you some facts. And when you guess it, you can say buzz. Because you're buzzing in.
Okay.
Okay.
Buzz. Swatch?
No. Oh. Opened in 1982.
Opened in 1982.
Opened in 1982.
Next.
So no guess, no buzz.
I said next.
Founded by Ari Weinsweg and Paul Saginaw.
Ari and... No, next.
No buzz.
Next.
Super fans include President Obama and Oprah Winfrey.
Okay. I'm a fan of this brand.
Yes.
From 80 that opened in 82.
Yes.
So it's a store.
Yes.
Oh. Lacoste?
No. You didn't buzz also, but I'll give you a pass.
I mean, I buzz.
1993, the extremely popular mail order catalog is released.
1993?
1993, the extremely popular mail order catalog is released.
Did you say Michelle Obama or Barack?
I'm sure both, but Barack more notably.
Oh. Do I have unlimited buzzes?
No.
I'm going to guess J. Crew.
No.
That's Michelle.
You're doing worse than I thought. I hope I have enough questions. The name of the company was originally Greenberg's, but had to change when a different new restaurant named Greenberg's had already filed the papers for that name. So it was supposed to be called Greenberg's. It's not called Greenberg's now, but that was the original name of this company.
I understood.
You understand? I'm giving you time to think.
Oh. So it's a restaurant that opened in 82. A lot of dead air. We'll have to tighten this up.
John's thinking. He's ruminating.
Olive Garden?
You say no buzz? This is a brand you love. No buzz?
No buzz.
This should do it. The new name of the brand is a made-up word, and it was meant to be easy to find in the yellow pages because it starts with the letter Z.
Buzz Z Gallery?
This is my last question, so you have to get it.
How many?
It's a restaurant.
Oh, it's a restaurant.
It started in 1982. Extremely popular mail order catalog. Obama and Oprah Winfrey.
Zingerman's. Buzz.
So this is not technically my birthday gift. This is from brand freak Allison Lee, John's sister.
Aww.
And she has a message for you. Happy birthday, boo-boo. I hope you have so much fun making these with Marissa and her crew. No, wait. I hope she just makes them for you.
Oh,
I love you, Allison, John's sister.
God.
So placed in front of John is a Reuben from Zingerman's, which is in a restaurant in Ann Arbor, Michigan that John loves. You might have heard us talk about it on the pod before. And you can also get them order by mail and make a Reuben in the comfort of your own home, just as delicious as you can get in the deli. I love Zingerman's. They're a huge brand fave. Oh. And John has just had one placed in front of him to eat, lovingly prepared by my husband, David.
I'm still sweating, but now I'm salivating too. There's so many liquids going. I am literally a liquid lab.
You might be dehydrated.
Unto myself right now. I am so shocked right now.
So thank you to Allison, your sister. She sent this to you for your birthday.
That's why she asked me. She was asking me questions about this sandwich like 3 weeks ago.
That's so funny.
Saying it was for somebody else. Oh, Allison, that's so sweet. You guys, this is by far my favorite sandwich on the planet. So if anyone from Zingerman's is listening, we will definitely do an episode about you soon.
Yeah, I'm always sending out Zingerman's anytime I need to do a mail order gift for anybody, their coffee cake, the Reuben kit. So how about take a bite on air? Let's see if it's.
I'm not going to take a bite.
Take a bite on air, live on the radio.
So good.
Are
this
you
is
happy?
So nice. Yes, I never would have expected this. Thank you so much. Thank you, Allison. Thank you,
Allison.
Marissa, for a lovely birthday surprise.
John's birthday is tomorrow, so be sure to, I would say, tweet at you, email John and say happy birthday. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review. Tell your friends. If you have a brand you'd like us to discuss, you can reach out to us via Apple Podcasts. You can leave a review with a comment or reach out to us on Instagram. We love to hear from you guys, whatever brands you like. And we will be back next week with an all-new brand.
Thank you so much. I have so much food.
It's a mouthful of meat.
Thank you. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.